Okay, to start with, handling of critical region by software. As we already said, there are two algorithms to talk about. One is Decker's algorithm, and second is Peterson's algorithm. Going with the first one, which is known as the Decker's algorithm. What exactly Decker's algorithm is about, what we are trying to do. Okay, before we could start with the algorithm, let's understand what this Decker's algorithm is going to use. It will use one flag called turn. It uses two processes, either of them in critical region. The idea is the flag turn, when it is 0, process 0 enters and process 1 waits. But when turn is equal to 1, process 1 enters and process 0 waits. So basically, points to understand and remember is it uses one flag called turn, which would decide who would go in. It will have two values, either 0 or 1. This algorithm mainly targets only two processes, not more than two. When turn becomes 0, process 0 will enter and process 1 waits. When turn is equal to 1, process 1 will enter and process 0 waits. So as we have said, either can be in critical region, both cannot be in the critical region. Let's see the algorithm. The algorithm is fairly simple and direct. We have clearly said that we have process 0, which would enter the system and wait till the time its turn comes. So this is the area where we are waiting. Then suppose the turn comes, it will enter the critical region and at exit it will ask next to go in. Similar will be done by another process. Consider when process 1 enters, it will also wait till its time comes. So when turn comes, it will enter the critical region and then at the time of exit, next to go in would be process 0. Now how this thing is going to work, what exactly is needed? Let's try to understand this. We have process 0 and process 1. When process 0 enters, probably that time the turn would be 0. It will enter the critical region and at the time of exit it will make turn is equal to 1. When it is made, the control will be transferred to P1, which was already waiting because turn is 1. Now it will access the critical region and at the time of exit it will further make turn is equal to 0, which will transfer control back to the process 0, which will now again start with turn 0. Will access critical region and make turn as 1 and again this will come and so on would happen. So as we have already said earlier that two processes either one can handle. Turn 0 means process 0 will enter, turn 1 means process 1 will enter. So this is the algorithm in a fairly simple manner. This algorithm does suffer from some drawbacks. What are the drawbacks and how it is going to work? Okay, let's try to understand that also. This particular part of code is for process 0 and this particular part of code is for process 1. There are drawbacks which needs clear understanding. So continuing. As we can see the algorithm, there are certain drawbacks to talk on. First and foremost drawback, if one process fails, other process is blocked. Why? As you can see, if process 0 fails, consider it failed when it was in critical region. Probably this is the point where it failed. Consider this is the point where process 0 failed. At that time it was within the critical region. Now if it failed, the turn is not going to be executed. So turn 1 will never come into picture. Under this scenario, process 1 will never have a chance to get in and do its task. Obvious, this would cause the last disadvantage, which is busy waiting. Why? Because if this failed, process 0 fails. If process 0 fails, there is no way process 1 would get the turn. So busy waiting is another disadvantage. Further, if we try to code this thing, it is always going to be complicated. Why? Because looking at one variable and deciding who will enter and achieving a proper synchronization without suffering from being blocked or busy waiting, not possible. So we obviously require a better algorithm. That better algorithm, which could support more than 2 programs, would be Peterson's solution.